They tried to throw me in the fire, but they didn't realize I was a phoenix. So instead of dying, I'm rising. Lord knows I need this. Lord knows I needed this test. Fought all this pressure on my chest, but now I lift it up like a bench press. Training, preparing for the real battle. My ancestors been through that real slavery, that chattel. When I think of the battles they have won, I know ain't no obstacle I can't overcome. So if you think you're gonna beat me with those elementary attacks or fights, you need to get your facts right. It won't be easy to defeat me because I am my ancestors' child. I grew up in the wild. The struggle was my ritual. I've been initiated through strife. So before you play with my life, think twice. Before you mess with those who carry both fire and light. I was born for this fight. Hit me and don't make me fight more. Push me to the edge and you'll see me soar to a place you can't be or see unless you roll with divinity air. They tried to suffocate me, take air out of my body, but it just made me more powerful anyway, because I looked at death in the face and said, not today. I seen the other side and know I ain't got much time, so I'm going all the way. It don't matter what they say at night. Sometimes I couldn't breathe, unable to wake up out of my sleep, so I just used it for practice to see how good I am at surviving. I ain't hiding my struggles anymore. What for? My ancestors survived the worst of times, so it's only right I made it through this. I seen my grandmother bear the pain of 100 men. I seen black men play Jesus, dying for all the world's sins. They wanna call us niggas, then crucify us like messianic figures, but I resurrect every time. With every breath, I'm reminded of the divine water. They tried to drown me, but it just made me fight harder to get free. The attacks became the type of resistance I needed to realize my own strength, to see who I am. They do all they can to convince me that I'm less than. But under the depths of the water, I became one with the great I am, so I'm not fearing any man. Miss me with those idle threats. I've survived abuse and neglect, been left on the battlefield with no weapons and still survived. May I remind you, I'm my ancestors' child. My grandma said, they mad because we not a slave, and they want to send us to an early grave. So I'm busting through that grave dirt like Thriller. I ain't no killer, but please don't push me any harder. Mix that grave dirt with that water and got it out the mud, cause you know I know all that my ancestors have been through. So you know I got something to prove. Anything you throw at me, I already been through. Unknowingly, I escaped so much captivity and slaughter by listening when my ancestors told me to wade in the water. So to catch up with me, you gonna have to run a little harder. Earth. They tried to bury me in the earth's depths, but they didn't know I'm so rooted, this is where I grow best. Now I stand tall like a tree waiting to see who want to mess with me. I was made for this battle, but didn't know it until the moment I had to show it. This race is not for the weak or for the faint of heart. They try to weaken my heart, take my kindness for weakness, my love as a free pass, so I just took my love back. The stone that the builder refused has become the cornerstone of my home. The bricks once thrown at me have become my fortress. The weapons used against me have become my defense. The projections thrown at me have become my mirror. Now I see myself more clearer. Now I love myself like divinity, taking back my life, oh God, it feels so free. Cause now I know that my pain was not in vain, and every struggle has its purpose, and I'm deserving of all the good and all the love I put out in all the days I thought I was all alone. I was surrounded by my ancestors and divine beings all along. Spirit. Now the suffering has meaning. Now I'm seeing I was made for this. My struggles now seem like bliss. I thank God for the trials and tribulations, even for being in this forsaken nation. Because if it wasn't for the worst of times, I would not know the greatest. And if it wasn't for all the attempts to make me feel inferior, I would not know that I was the greatest. And if it wasn't for all the losses, victory wouldn't taste so sweet. And if it wasn't for the attacks of the enemy, I would not know my own divinity. No. It has not been easy, but if it was, how would I know? All these elements were here to help me grow, to lead me in being free from hundreds of years of oppression. I finally learned my lesson, and now I turn the page. I learned to use adversity for victory like alchemy, and turn the worst of years into a golden age.